Hold on.
There's my mic. We're starting here in a little bit. And here we go. Okay, I kind of forgot that like it's not immediate when I change over scenes. It's the best way to start a stream. Like I don't think I've started a stream, sorry, a podcast without having some kind of fuck up in the middle of it. Damn it. No, I'm still doing it. Darn it. Darn it. There we go. For YouTube, specifically for YouTube, disclaimer: we'll be cursing if you didn't get that fact already.
Like a pirate.
What happened to like a sailor?
Well, sailor, pirate, aren't they? One's just more extreme than
You're gonna start a fight between sailors and pirates. That's the new trend now.
right? Yeah, throwing ninjas in there too.
Yeah, but now that we got the disclaimer out the way, that we're definitely gonna be cursing here and there throughout the video. Welcome to the Two Aimless Geeks podcast. That is not a permanent name. I have no idea what to call it. Yeah, it's like yeah.
Well, So he's that guy. I'm this guy. No.
Hey, sir. I am GeeKs. It's a ridiculous name, but I chose it for myself, and it's a beautiful one.
Well, I'm just Candy from Capo Gaming.
Yeah, but let's get started with our first topic of tonight. A guy beat Breath of the.
Pineapples.
No, no. Okay, okay, I can't fully yell because everyone's sleeping upstairs. But god damn it, stop it! Like since the okay, hold on. Let me switch real quick. Hold on. I need to switch. Big head mode.
Okay.
Okay, I'm in big head mode. You need to understand this. Since the very first podcast that we've done together, he has mentioned pineapples randomly throughout the stream just to bug the shit out of me. Okay, and I don't know why, but it bugs me every fucking time. Especially because the very first time that he said it wasn't just like pineapples. He got real close to the mic and just whispered it. Pineapples.
Yeah, you could go back and watch that. It was
It,
a
it,
train wreck of a
it,
stream because it
it,
was our first one.
I mean, everyone's first podcast is gonna be a train wreck. But
It's
okay,
still a train wreck. But
but
hey, we hope we're entertaining
but
train
let
wreck.
me switch back to normal mode so people don't get a close up of me playing with my nose.
Oh, that's totally what they came here to see.
Exactly, me fussing with my nose. Oh, it's itchy. Hold on. Okay, I'm not gonna do a booger joke. That's preschool. I'm over and done with that. I have big boy pants now.
Good. I'm glad you found your big boy pants.
Okay, you're distracting me from the main topic. It's been like probably 5 minutes, but still. Um, this guy beat Breath of the Wild with using only a shield and no weapons. But like, hold on, let me read the line for you here. After recently completing a run of Breath of the Wild, making use of only bombs and shields, Point Crow, I almost called him Point Crew, but whatever, went one better over the weekend and finished the game. Let's see, Calamity Ganon and all using only shields. It took him 27 hours to complete the game using only shield. That's insane.
I never played Breath of the Wild. I'm about to get a Switch.
Well, you
So
have the money to get a Switch, so don't rub it in because Breath of the Wild. Let's see. What's that one RPG we both want to play? The
Zelda.
no Octopath. Yes, but Octopath Traveler.
Yes.
That game
Yes.
looks so pretty, and it's a huge throwback to like RPGs back in the day. And they say it's basically what like RPGs were meant to be like, and I really want to play it. But back to this guy. Not only did it take him 27 hours to actually beat the game inside with just shields. Thank you. That was needed.
Yeah, totally.
We're talking about Zelda and Link, so it's perfect. But but the final battle took him 3 hours and several months to get workarounds. From beating all the other bosses in the game.
Wow.
That's dedication there. That's true. Like just what's the word I'm looking for? Not just dedication, but that's a true fan right there.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like people that are like somehow beating Dark Souls with a freaking Guitar Hero controller with a dance pad.
now,
You know.
if you guys want to check out the video, I put the link in the description. Well, specifically for YouTube, since Mixer or Twitch does not allow you to put a link in the description. But if you're
Yeah.
on YouTube, or if you want to go to YouTube and find this video, it'll be on there. You can either
Yeah.
go to Aimless GeeKs and just find the link below, or you can actually look up can you beat Breath of the Wild with only shields. Either way, you'll find it.
Apparently you can, which
But if you go to my YouTube channel, you could potentially subscribe. How about that?
you're a horrible person.
you know, these kind of like just promoting, just like shameless promoting. For some reason, it started to become popular. Like if you actually say, "Oh, shameless plug," people don't mind it as much, and they're
Yeah.
fully okay with it. Like
That's all good.
I don't remember like who even started doing that, but I started seeing it like with all the tech YouTubers. Linus did it, Gamers Nexus, Paul's Hardware, Bitwit.
Well,
Bitwit,
speaking of
Bitwit especially does it quite a bit, and so does Linus. Linus doesn't so much promote his channel, but the LTT store like 24/7. In every stream, he would say it like anywhere between 1 to like 5 times. And in the latest stream that I just not stream but video that I just watched, he was looking at all the best rigs of people who work in the office, and I think yeah, it was the very last guy he was looking at. Like, he had a decent setup and everything. I think a 1080 Ti in his rig, i7 8700K. But the funny thing is, like, he had one of the LTT store cups, like thermos, like on his desk, and he dropped it, and the look on Linus's face is like, "You bastard!" And like when it fell, like he's like, LTTstore.com. Okay,
yeah.
even funnier, he dropped it twice, and Linus was like, "I'm about to backhand this dude." LTTstore.com. Linus, you need to pay me. I'm
Nice.
advertising for you right now.
Oh boy. Yeah, well, he's made a joke about it though. Like the last few videos of his, he's just
Well,
joked
yeah,
about
because
it.
people were getting on him. He's big enough where he's gonna have like a huge pool of haters and such. I mean,
Well,
if you're going to do anything important, you're gonna have haters. You can't avoid not having haters.
so about the shameless plug thing, maybe you should put a link to my channel in the description because we are
Um,
simulcasting over on my channel.
um, YouTube Aimless Geeks. No, but like he is on Capo Gaming for YouTube. Are you streaming to Mixer right now as well? Or you still
Yeah,
have
I don't have my stream key yet.
okay, you still have to wait the 24 hours. What about Twitch?
Yeah, I'm on Twitch, YouTube. No, it's just Twitch TV or slash Capo Gaming, KPO8.
Well, here we'll just do this. We'll just do.
Let's put a big flashing sign. Subscribe now.
uh, let's see. There we go. There you go. I just put it in chat, and now everyone on all three platforms can see it. So give some love to Ken over at Cable Gaming on Twitch and YouTube, and soon to be Mixer.
Yeah, I just restarted my YouTube channel because my old one was getting messy, and I just wanted a fresh. But
You know,
anyways,
I'm tempted to do that with mine, but I put so much work into it. Like it's like I have to put the effort into actually cleaning it up.
well, your channel's not so bad. Mine need need a lot of work.
Well, like for yours, you just have a few videos that could probably deleted and categorized. But for me, I have probably like I want to say close to almost like 12 videos or more that all need a new thumbnail because I have the same thumbnail for every single one of them. And I haven't updated my playlist in probably the last month or so. So it has the same stuff on like, the landing page I've had there for the last, month or two.
Well, the struggles of being a streamer.
And content creator. Well, the streamer is not so bad because I don't really have to come up with like a thumbnail for every single stream, except for on YouTube. So it's definitely a little easier streaming on like Mixer and Twitch. And by the way, I'm loving Mixer. By the way, as much as people might hate me saying that, the community has been just nothing but supportive and just really awesome. I mean, I was just watching the stream on Mixer, and they happened to ask me if I had a channel and such. So the woman actually not only subscribed to my Mixer but also my YouTube and still did her moderator. So it was just a really fun time. But now that we've wasted a lot of time, let's go on to the next portion of the podcast.
On to the quick bits.
No, no, do not get us copy striked already. Quick bits.
Quick bits.
The thing is, you can't even be silly about it because like they're always so ridiculous, like on like that show, that even if you're just goofing around, it could sound close enough to theirs that it was like, oh, copy strike,
Whatever.
or a copy.
Subscribe to Linus.
No, subscribe to me only. Aimless Geeks is the only one you need, despite being aimless.
Yes.
But yes, some guy spent $62,000 playing RuneScape. This is insane. Like, I can't talk. This is insane. There we go. That's a lot more clear. But I can't even imagine spending like $10 in in-game currency. Like, I really don't spend money in game. I will buy the actual game, but I won't spend like in money on in-game stuff.
It's very rare for me. It feels hard to even spend 10-15 bucks.
Oh, you mean like how some games have a skin for $15? And a lot of time it's a recolor of the original skin, so the designer spent literally like probably a minute or two just recoloring everything.
Yeah, pretty much.
But hey, you're paying $15.
Even Guild Wars too. I've been tempted to get some of the outfits. They look really nice for like $10.
Oh, yeah,
But
yeah, this guy's definitely right though. Eventually the game really becomes pay to pay, and it's not the only game that's been doing that. There's like a lot more games. They've been having the business model where like in order to even be able to play the game correctly, you have to drop at least 15, $20, sometimes $100 to fully enjoy the game.
yeah, that's it's really becoming a problem, I think.
Oh, did you hear the whole Alexa thing where you can now donate to like a political group that you're voting for over Alexa? Alexa, donate $200 towards Aimless Geeks.
Wait, you can. It doesn't require any kind of verification or anything like that.
Well, you still have to, do some kind of verification, put your credit card on there. You have to go through like a big long process. I don't know if it's super long, but there's certainly like a questionnaire, like making sure that you absolutely want to do this. It's not just a quick thing where you select the check mark and you're done.
But once you do that, like once you have it set up, you can be like, donate this much.
Yeah, but it'll be specifically tied to your voice, so your neighbor can't donate $200 for you. They also have a cap of $200, so you can't give more than you're like intending to.
I feel like that would go completely wrong. Somebody just makes a recording of your voice saying, donate $50, and then just plays it on repeat all night long.
Oh man, that'd be
See,
evil as fuck.
see, that's where I see that going. But
Well, if you record it and you ever like catch some like like saying the word Trump in any context, and then just edit those two things together, donate $50 to Trump. Forget that. I don't feel like really talking about politics like on a podcast or just like in a gaming channel, like in general.
yeah, let's move on from that. um,
But like I was saying, with RuneScape back in 2012, they introduced something called Squeal of Fortune, which lets players spin a wheel in exchange for armor, money, experience points. Players could buy the opportunity to spin the wheel with 10 spins going for $5 and 200 spins going for 250 bonus spins for $100. So this is where like like it really started snowballing like for this dude like where he just like kept rolling the wheel to get like more new items, more money in game and everything. And it gets worse though. Like hold on, it always gets worse. Uh, Let's see, and then here we go. Wheel of Fortune was replaced by Treasure Hunter, which gave players the option to open chests containing random items with keys they earned or purchased. RuneScape offered a promotion in Treasure Hunter called Prize Pool, which let players gamble on winnings for better prices and risk losing everything. So even if you already won, like, a couple chests and everything, you'd have to basically give up what you've already got to see if you can get something better, and you could lose it all like the first time like you spun the wheel.
really.
I didn't think RuneScape really needed like microtransaction. I mean, I thought it was popular enough on its own.
Well, a game gets so big that people are gonna get addicted to it, and there are be those people that will pay to get
Like,
because let's face it, RuneScape is a grind
yes, it's
pretty
definitely a grind.
much.
It's definitely a grind fest.
Like it takes years to max out your like a skill.
I
Like
didn't play it long enough to really find out how long it took.
I haven't either, but this is what I've heard.
Well, I definitely had a point where like certain people had like certain expansions, and I couldn't get into certain areas that you had to pay to get into certain areas. And this was back, I want to say, probably 2009, 2010, somewhere around there. Where like other friends that were playing RuneScape were like in like like several other areas that I couldn't join. All I could do was stay in the main town when you first started RuneScape. So that's kind of where I stopped playing, just because I couldn't join the rest of my friends.
Wow.
What about
Yeah, I
what about
mean,
you, good sir?
I've never played RuneScape before. I never really had too much of a interest to it because I've heard that it just was a grind fest and there's not much else to it. So,
One second.
whose volume is gone? My volume is gone. Uh,
Should know. What's that, kid?
saying some random person saying that my volume is not working.
Like going in and out.
Like just not there at all. My mic is on. It is not muted. Um,
Did you possibly want to raise the gain a little bit again? I don't think there's ever a podcast that doesn't have like technical issues.
I mean, that should. Hmm.
Because you're coming through fine on my end.
You got 2000s anime levels of voice to lip desync.
Well, while you're trying to figure out that, you can continue with the RuneScape issues. Let's see. Jagus did explain that they let the balance tip too far, and let's see, promotions seem to dominate the game, especially when coupled with the underwhelming content updates. I mean, that's not something that you can kind of like do by accident. I mean, you made a legit slot machine, where not only did you like gamble for chests, but like once you were done, you could gamble those chests away just for like better loot.
Yeah, no, I don't.
The only part that I really heard about was the RuneScape Pass, because some of the people when I was working for the last company I was working for, there were several people that were still playing RuneScape, and they were trying to get me into it, but like in order to play with them and what they were doing, I would have to get the RuneScape Pass. So you get features like the Rune Metrics, which let players see gameplay stats, more action bars, and increased bank space for like it says for $11 a month for the membership. And apparently it unlocks quests, skills, and mini games. So you were getting a huge portion of the game, like just locked to you, if you wasn't paying the $11 monthly.
Huh, that's weird. I
I mean, it's one thing if it's an actual expansion, but just like random quests here and there, that doesn't seem worth it, honestly. Now, I believe we have actually. I'm trying to look for the quote, not from like GeeKs themselves, but like the actual player.
Yeah, it's just this kind of thing is becoming more and more accepted.
Actually, not. It's not, okay. It's not really becoming accepted. Um, by players themselves, no, but I can definitely see the new generation seeing like this is something normal, because they came into it with the games already having microtransactions, versus like us, like old timers that started with the like NES back in the day, didn't have to worry about microtransactions till sometime, I want to say, what would you say, like early 2008, 2009, somewhere around there,
So yeah, something like that.
where they were just starting to creep up and everything, where like you were starting to get in-game purchases. Oh, Night X, how you doing, buddy? Yeah, I caught you stream earlier today. Yeah, he was not having the best luck with matches. Like he was pinned down. He was okay. He was playing PUBG and he was pinned down behind a pillar, and he got people shooting basically from every direction, and he's going back and forth like trying to get even a little wiggle room to like take someone out, and his team is basically doing nothing. Either way, it was still a decent stream. Like there was a good amount of people watching still. And I can definitely see why he needs a new graphics card. He's streaming with the 750 Ti, like PUBG, but like he has the resolution like way down to like I think 1200 by 900 or something, running at 30 FPS.
Oh wow. Hmm.
If I had a big enough channel, I'd be like, hey, here's at least a 1050 Ti. This would do a lot better than what you got now.
Oh yeah, no, I can't say I know the struggle, but I've known a lot of people that know the struggle, so I know the struggle second.
Okay, I've known the struggle because before I had this, I was just using the onboard graphics for the 24G. Like, I mean, that's still better. I think it compares to the 10, the GTX 1030. But when you're trying to run like a game specifically off your in-game graphics and like and that's pretty much it. Like, it's not the best streaming experience.
Yeah, I agree. It can be kind of harsh,
Uh,
but
But yeah, Night X. I'm really enjoying streaming and everything myself, and like people here, especially on Mixer, like I was talking about, has been like super supportive. All right, back to what I was saying about RuneScape. Well, I don't really. I guess there's really nothing else much to say. I mean, the guy got addicted, like playing RuneScape, because of all the microtransactions that were in the game, and to even play the game effectively, to like have access to the entire game, you needed to spend at least the $11 a month to get that, and then if you really want like all the armor and everything and like the better loot, you had to drop basically hundreds of bucks here and there. And the fact that he got all the way to $62,000 just really shows how predatory microtransactions are. I mean, this is one person. If this was over like a couple hundred people, I wouldn't really bat an eye about it. But this is one person that spent $62,000 since he started playing the game.
I mean, I kind of play the devil's advocate here, but he had to have been knowing he's been spending that much money.
Well, that's the thing though. Like, yes, people know that they're spending that money. It's just like um, these microtransactions are like put in a way where you get addicted and you can't stop, even if you know what you're doing is bad for yourself. Like these things prey on people that have an addictive personality, and that's that's why people are so pissed off about this.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's really yes, it's their fault technically, but it also doesn't help that you know these companies are preying on these people and encouraging
Well,
it.
yes, yes, Night he spent $62,000 playing RuneScape. This is a browser game. This is not a AAA title. This wasn't PUBG or anything. He was playing a browser game that is 18 years old.
Oh yeah, RuneScape. If you haven't heard of it's been around. It probably started around when EverQuest started. To be honest.
Actually, yeah. I remember actually trying EverQuest around the time that RuneScape was out.
Mm-hmm. So
Yeah, but okay. The problem with these microtransactions is like, I can't really say it's their fault. Is because they started doing microtransactions, right when like these people were still kids. Like like some of these people started, um, say they were 10 years old and like they got a hold of their parents' credit card and they bought like one thing because their parent let them do it. Then after that, they thought that was the only way they could play. Like I was saying, for us old timers, microtransactions is still a new thing. For people that are growing up
yeah,
now, that it's pretty much the same old for them.
that's a very good point. That's a very good point.
So by the time you grow up and you're 18, you're basically an adult. Then you have full access to your money, but those habits that you formed when you were younger, were like being introduced to microtransactions early, then like it's you don't feel like you have a choice because that's already ingrained in you.
The yeah, because I mean, literally, you said you're literally spinning a wheel hoping for a good item or something,
Well,
right?
I forget who said this, but like there was some kind of meeting talking about how to make money with microtransactions and everything, or in the background it said let's go whaling. Basically, they were targeting whales and everything. But for them, like whales aren't specific people who have a lot of money, but just people who have an addictive personality. But they were talking about that, like, say if they're in an FPS shooter, PUBG, Water War, whatever shooter, that if you're low on ammo, a notification would pop up in the middle while you're playing, saying, "Hey, do you want to spend like this amount for like a quick reload?" And they were talking about how like there's these moments where like I guess you're activated because you're in a very stressed part of the game. You're not really thinking with your head. You just want that that instant reward so you don't die in game. So they were talking about implementing that in a shooter whenever you were low on ammo.
Wow.
I mean,
I'd like
if
to say nobody would fall for that, but we
it,
have people spending over 60 grand on a freaking game.
well, there was that family in the UK. I forget. Oh, that's right. They were playing the latest FIFA game, and the
Mm.
kids, because the account was tied to their parents' credit card, they spent basically everything the parents' life savings, or at least whatever they had earned for the month, in just like a day or two. And when they reached out to EA and explained to them what happened, it's like they wouldn't give them a refund. It's like, no, this is your fault. I'm sorry. Like no, your kids spent all your money and everything. You can't blame the parent for that. Like EA was like basically, oh, you should have been more responsible. They're basically saying, fuck you. We don't give a shit. We're keeping your money.
Pretty much, yeah. Like, and, you know, they don't have any money to fight it either.
Nope.
And, well, that's a morality issue. It's not something that they could actually even fight in court because technically they would say you put your credit card in the account, you allowed your kids to do
Yeah,
this.
but there's no option to actually limit how much money you can spend in a week or in a day or anything. It's basically on or it's off. And there was no notification to the parents like, hey, your kids have spent like this amount. Is did you approve this? Like, there's not that much control on what happens.
Hmm.
Like, and as far as like parental controls go, like most games out there that do have parental controls and everything, they don't let the parents know. Like, they're not informed of them in any way. It's usually when something happens, we're like, oh, I want you to look at the parental controls. Okay, why wasn't this a thing like the moment we started the game though?
Yeah. I don't like where this is going. It's I'm glad that
Holy
it's
shit. Okay, sorry. Night X is apparently saying that happened to a kid like in India where he's from, where a kid spent every single penny on his dad's credit card, because he spent it donating over $2,700 to his favorite streamer.
that's another thing too. Yeah.
That's crazy. I mean, I was watching the stream the other day. I believe it was on Twitch. It was some chick that got banned and she was put back. One of those ones where she basically is popular because she's attractive.
Well,
And
that's a whole nother story.
yeah, okay, this guy spent $1,000 in subscription money, like basically buying everyone that was on the stream a subscription to her channel, a 1 month subscription.
Yeah. She's pretty much one of those like, oh, I'm gonna dance and scam people who are gonna watch
Okay,
me. Give me money.
it's funny because you said dance because literally the entire stream was her putting some songs in the background and using some kind of like connect thing to dance on stream.
She was playing Just Dance. You know, she's got it set up where like she's got a blue screen behind her,
Yeah.
or a blue screen, green screen.
Yeah,
um,
I don't think a blue screen would work very well. Okay, well
but
that's
anyways,
yeah.
she's got a
This
chrome pretty much.
but let's move on because we've talked quite a bit about this. I mean, it's definitely a big topic, but can't cover everything today. Okay, the next one
Stop
is
rushing. Just let it
rushing.
flow.
Rushing. I
Let
can
it
rush if I want
flow.
to.
But uh,
Yeah, but the next topic is Borderlands 3, and basically just the bugs that it had, like when the game went live. What was it just last week?
um, it's been it's been out for a little over a week. I think it came out Friday last week. I think.
Yes, okay, so almost 2 weeks now. Um, but the issues people were having with Borderlands, they had a hotfix in place. Like there's not many people having this issue anymore, at least not to my knowledge. But if you had Borderlands 3, the game would ask you to sync your saves with the cloud and everything. But the only people who are lucky are the ones who actually just didn't bother with it and just went straight to playing. But anyone that synced their saves to the cloud, if you tried to access the cloud the next day, it would say like that game was corrupted. It didn't matter if you were playing for 6 hours, 12 hours, maybe you had spent a week before actually syncing it to the cloud. But one of the actual people at Kotaku went to sign into his game. His game was corrupted. He couldn't get in, but he remembered that he had a save back at his home office that was on his local PC. But like the moment he got home and pulled up the game automatically synced to the cloud and corrupted the local file that he had.
Yeah.
And I think he had like 12 hours or something.
Oh yeah, and the game is kind of. I mean, if you played other Borderlands game, it feels a little grindy at first. Trying to get through the story and all
Well,
that.
I can't say much because right now I don't have the game yet, and I'm trying to avoid a gameplay so I don't spoil anything for myself.
Well, good luck. Um, I'm not gonna spoil anything. I'm not even gonna talk about game. I'm not even gonna talk about story. I will give you my first impressions of the game. I mean, if you're a Borderlands game, or if you're a Borderlands,
Well, the thing is, there were some people that lost over 24 hours of gameplay because of this bug.
yeah, and that's unacceptable. I mean, this okay because these people have been waiting years upon years since Borderlands 2 came.
I mean, there was a lot of controversy around Borderlands 3 and its relief even before all this.
This is, and I'm one of those people. Um, yeah, I
Hardcore fan.
gave in. I bought the game on Epic. Sue me. Um, because like Gio was saying, I didn't want to miss out. I didn't want the game spoiled for me. I wanted to play the game before it got old, and I've been waiting this long.
I mean,
I just want to play the game.
I'm basically gonna wait until either the Epic Game Store gets their shit together or it comes out on Steam. It's pretty much whatever happens first.
Mm, I mean, I'm really enjoying the game. If you're a Borderlands fan
I mean,
and
go ahead.
you've been waiting years like I have, you're gonna freaking love the game. The new guns, the new, uh, even even the battles feel fresh. They overhauled the battle system.
I mean,
It feels a lot more skill based than just like point your gun at things and shoot. It
okay, I
feels
will say that Borderlands 2, there were a few moments where it definitely felt like you didn't have to do much. That all you had to do was get the most powerful gun and well, yes, most powerful gun, most powerful gun, and just hold down the trigger. But I haven't really seen any gameplay of Borderlands 3. I've seen a little bit, and I know like who the main villains are, but that's pretty much all I know about the game.
yeah. I
Like,
mean,
I'm not
if
gonna
you
say too much because I know some people were even more loyal than I was and didn't watch any gameplay whatsoever before Borderlands 3, so I don't want to spoil too much. And see, Kotaku says we're listening closely to our community and players. uh,
Wait, um,
for the whole like having your corrupt save and everything, but it's basically the same line that every game company says when they fuck up. It's like we're listening to our community. It's like
uh,
that line in itself has become a meme because we know that every time they say that, they never mean it. It's more like, oh shit, we don't want to lose our money. We better do something fast. But 2K did put out a patch like pretty quick. It was basically a hot fix. All it really did was they removed the feature where it asks you to sync to the cloud. So basically, just avoiding the bug in general. But by now, I'm pretty sure they've already patched it out, and you can sync to the cloud if you want to. So
wow.
that's really no longer an issue. But just this was on launch week though. Like
Well, because
you missed it because you bought your copy a couple of days like later. But everyone who
I
bought the
bought
game
it
on
the
day
next
one,
day.
you
I
bought it
bought
like
it
at
the
midnight, didn't
next
you?
day. I bought it at like 2 in the morning on Friday when
Yeah,
I got
but
paid.
they had the they had the hot fix, on pretty early on. So, you were lucky enough to avoid that catastrophe.
Well, I turned off cloud saves just to be sure, anyways. Um, because I have a good many hours of the game.
All right, let's move on to something a little bit more lighthearted than microtransaction and bugs. But real quick, there was rumors about hackers injecting a keylogger into Borderlands 3. If you don't know what a keylogger is, it's basically a program that monitors all your keys. So whatever you type, that keylogger is recording. So say if like you used your credit card or something, and you had Borderlands 3 out, it would record like what you typed in when you were signing on to your bank account and your credit card as well. Like it's as far as I know, it was just a rumor. I don't have any like solid evidence to like really support that that's the case, but just trying to warn people. One way to to know if like someone is recording your keystrokes, if like while you're typing everything feels a lot slower than it should, like it's taking half a second for it to register a keystroke. I mean, if that happens, go ahead and shut down the game. Go ahead and shut down the computer. Sometimes in your notification menu on the side, you'll have like a little extra notification program running that you don't know what it is. Like exit that out if you can. All right,
Yeah.
but that's all the bugs that I can. Oh, all the stuff I've heard for Borderlands 3, and like they're nasty bugs, I guess. But like I said, some lighter news. New Pokemon came out. The internet reacts to Surfetch'd, a Pokemon Sword's new Farfetch'd evolution. So it's basically a white version of Farfetch'd. Um, his leak is not a sword, and he has a leaf shield.
Mm,
So what's your take on the new Pokemon?
sounds kind of lazy.
I thought the same thing. People are loving the new Pokemon, but like just the last couple of releases of like new Pokemon have been kind of
How
lack.
many Pokemon are we up to? Are we over 1,000 yet?
I think we're over 1,000 already, but it just seems that they're getting lazier and lazier about Pokemon designs. I mean, Farfetch was the original 150 Pokemon, and he didn't evolve at the time. So he was definitely due for a new evolution, but this seems just like really lazy. Because this is basically taking his leak, peeling it back slightly so it should look like a sword.
Hmm.
And then he just, found some leaves in the ground or something.
I mean, they've done it with other Pokemon, just where their evolutions just feel forced almost.
Mm-hmm. Oh, how about not so much evolution, but what about the trash Pokemon that came out? I feel that one's probably the laziest out of all the evolutions I've seen. Like, oh god, I need a Pokemon fast. I just looked over. Trash bag. Perfect. Why didn't I think about this before?
And I mean, like, some of the mechanics in the new one. Like, oh, let's make supersized Pokemon.
That's so gimmicky though. I mean, if
Like,
if it was only for like say the tournaments, I feel that makes a lot more sense because like you're putting on a show for the people in the universe and whatever. So it would make sense to kind of supersize your Pokemon just to make the show more dramatic.
I
But they made it
that's what
in
it is.
they
I
made
think
it a
it's a game.
feature for it, like completely in game.
So wait, you can be in a regular battle and like
It's
I
not so
thought
much.
it had to be in an arena or some stuff. Or
Nope.
what?
Apparently, okay. There's like points on the map where like there's like a red light beaming up, and you can see like if you look across the map, you'll see like fucking 15 of them just all across the map beaming up into the air. And you'll walk over to those points, and you'll either fight a swarm of Pokemon, or you'll fight like one single like giant Pokemon. So then you have to supersize your own. But apparently, you can play this with friends and take turns, and you guys decide which Pokemon you guys want to supersize, depending on the battle.
Hmm. I don't like it.
Again, if it
Um,
was just for the tournament, it would make more sense. But it feels too gimmicky, like just putting it everywhere. Like they think that's the biggest selling point of this game. Is like, are you focusing on the actual Pokemon? Because like for me, I watched the Pokemon movie, and like the biggest thing I got from that was literally just the Pokemon themselves. How they interacted and everything. How were they like in the wild? But for this one, they're focusing more on gimmicks versus like their main core aspect of the game, the Pokemon themselves.
I mean, I would even like to see something like Pokemon fusions. That would be cool.
See, now you're getting into Digimon territory.
Kind of, but I mean, like, wouldn't it be cool to see like a Charizard and a freaking Blastoise just fused together and
And it become a misshapen monstrosity just crawling towards you, killing me.
well, it's well, it's that's not a great, you know, uh,
I mean,
not a
I've
great
seen some cool
example,
like
but
fan ones and everything. There's definitely some weird ones like a Machamp and a Diglett. It's just like putting Diglett's head on Machamp.
but I mean, it's something that would go over better than let's supersize our Pokemon.
See, I don't know if it really would go over better just because they would complain about like like I mentioned the whole Digimon thing because that was one of their biggest things in Digimon was actually mixing and matching like different Digimons to make better ones. That like they like for me like if they did that, it's like it'd be worse than what they're doing now because then they just fully ran over out of ideas and are just copying from their other franchise.
Yeah, but they would, they're a huge company, one of the biggest freaking game series.
I mean, Nintendo's being very careful not to like fuck up
You
Pokemon too
know,
much. I mean, they're
they
yes.
could.
Go ahead.
I mean, they could definitely. They could make it their own somehow. I don't know. I just feel like the Pokemon franchise is just running out of ideas in
Okay,
general.
instead of like mixing Pokemon, I think I would be okay if you were mixing attributes. Like if you could take a Charizard and have it train a Squirtle or something to be able to use like fire moves.
That'd be cool.
I think that would be a good change, and not as drastic as
Well,
copying over from
they've
Digimon.
they've done that somewhat, but like with the Alolan versions of like different Pokemon, like the Sandshrew
Mm-hmm.
is now an ice Pokemon in the Alolan version.
Actually, because of the Alolan version, they probably could the whole fusion thing, but maybe they can do like the Alolan version and like the basic version and create like a brand new Pokemon.
I mean, but they would. Yeah, so I mean, they could do something like that. That would be great.
Okay,
I
at
would
that
like.
point, be acceptable because you're still taking things that that are within your world, and they're not very different to begin with because the Loading version and the basic version. I can't even say basic, the original version. Okay, hold on. I want to go to my favorite line from like this article. Um, but this one right here at the top is my favorite. Every time I see Sir Fetch, I feel like he just chortles Knave in my general direction, and it's bringing me down. Just because Sir Fetch looks so damn smug. Yeah, I should probably be streaming to what's it called? Discord. So you can see what the hell I'm talking about as well. Actually, can I? Not. We'd have to go in group video for me to show what I'm seeing. It's fine. It's fine. We're almost done anyway. Yeah, and again, I don't know if you're going to consider this lighthearted or not, or a total shame, but I find it funny as hell. A truck carrying game dice spills onto the highway and rolls a perfect 756,000.
Wait,
Hold on. On Friday, September 13th, a truck bound for Georgia-based tabletop and video game company Trivium Studios took a turn too sharply, spilling 216,000 gaming dice onto on Interstate 75 in Atlanta in what could be the biggest unintentional dice rollover. According to Trivium Studios community manager speaking to Kotaku about the incident, the truck was carrying 3 pallets of Chessex. I can't talk. Chessex six-sided gaming dice for use in an unannounced tabletop game. Approximately half the truckload wound up. I cannot read today. Stern across the busy highway on Friday afternoon. They have a short video of it, and I honestly recommend you look at it because like even the guy in the video is like, do you want to count all of these to see what kind of how much this roll is? I don't want to play the video now because I don't want to copyright strike on YouTube. I mean, click if I like play this for 3 seconds, that's probably enough for me to get a copyright strike. I'm doing it. I'm doing it.
Well, if you ever wondered what $10,000 worth of dice strewn across an exit off of I-75 looks like.
There you go. There you go. I played more than 3 seconds. I'm totally going to get written up now. Okay, and the last thing I want to talk about is more specific to me. I'm not sure if anyone will really care about it, but I definitely do. Is the new Logitech G604 mice? No, I'm not.
Nobody cares.
Okay, I'm not.
No, nobody cares.
Everyone cares. But like I was saying,
okay, guys, good stream. Have a good one. See you tomorrow.
But like I was trying to say, I'm not sponsored by Logitech in any way. But Logitech, if you're watching, I'm be fully okay with this. I love my like Logitech G602, but for those of you that have watched me play Brawlhalla, I have lots of issues with this mouse because like I've had it for a couple years. It's a great mouse for MOBAs and everything. It's technically not a mouse for shooters, but that doesn't stop me from using it. But my right click will get stuck in the middle of a match, like randomly, and I either can't throw my weapon or I can't attack, and my character will just basically freeze there, get pounded on, or if I'm in mid-air over a gap, I'll fall to my doom.
Yeah, no, you kind of can't.
I was gonna take apart this mouse, but like after looking at the videos to how to disassemble it and put it back together, I'm like, you know what? I'm either just gonna wait to buy a new mouse, either the same one and just get replacements, or get the Logitech G604, which is basically the updated version of the G602. So when I saw this, I was honestly excited as hell. I think it just came out today.
Huh.
Yeah, it has 15 programmable buttons. I think I'm probably the only one who really needs 15 buttons.
Well, I do have my I do have my Razer hacks for
Well,
some things.
I like these two buttons on the side, which basically controls the DPI. So depending on the game, I can lower it or raise it. I got 6 programmable buttons on the side. The scroll wheel is actually 3 buttons, so you can click it down, left, right. You can also use it up and down as well. And this button right here cycles between performance mode and battery saving mode. If you have it in performance mode on just like one battery, this mouse will last about 240 hours of continuous gaming. Oh, I'm yelling. I'm sorry. I have headphones on. I can't tell that I'm yelling. No, I was about to take her after we finished up here. Like I was saying, 240 hours on just one lithium battery. And in battery saving mode, this mouse is going to last about 5 months on one battery.
That's pretty good. I mean,
like I was telling you earlier. Go ahead.
Your mouse has always been kind of underrated, I think. Like, it never really got too much popularity.
Well, this mouse wasn't just for one person, though.
But, it's a good mouse. Like, the battery life is amazing.
Well, I bought it from you.
Well, yeah, I know. You're getting lots of hand-me-downs.
Yep.
Don't worry, I've got a lot of hand-me-downs too.
Who is this?
Who do you think?
My mom?
What? And we have a random. Wow.
It's Sammy. How you doing, Sammy?
Good. How are you? How do I find out what level I am? What button do I press?
Wait, what are you talking about? We're like in the middle of like a stream here too.
Yeah.
Oh, you're fine. I don't mind interrupting.
Playing?
It's fun.
Well, I'm sorry.
No, we're just playing some Borderlands. But
that's what she's talking about. She's playing Borderlands.
Yeah. As far as your level.
Yeah, try to
press
find
escape.
it. I dare you. I can't.
Night you're using a $2 mouse.
14.
$2 mouse. What?
Night is using a $2. Night he's currently watching us on stream on YouTube.
What are you playing?
Well, I'm streaming content about just gaming news and everything, so I'm not playing anything at the moment.
We're doing a little bit of like a podcast.
Night over here, he plays PUBG with a $2 mouse.
That is the way to go.
Totally.
And Night I need my 15 buttons. Believe it or not, I do use all of them depending on the game. That and for content creation. Like when you're editing a video, it helps to have like all your shortcuts on your mouse.
Yeah, that's why I have my Razer Naga. I run 2 mouses.
Well, it's not as bad as the guy from Lens Detective's video today. Apparently, the guy runs three mouses, and they're all plugged in. Just because he apparently feels like switching it up every now and again because he feels nostalgic and he feels like using an older mouse.
I mean, that makes sense.
And technically, he has like two 502s or something like in his closet just for extra.
What? Wow. That's a little crazy.
Isn't the 502 like a $50 mouse?
No, it's more like 70.
So he has like 3 of them and then 2 other mice in there.
That's crazy.
I think one of them is
crazy.
I think one of them is the updated version, which is $150. But like we're saying, the reason I want this one, like it's like basically the direct like improvement over this one, and has the light speed sensor. So the reason I want it is because like with the sensor, even if you have a whole bunch of electronics like near you, it's not going to interfere with the signal of the mouse. And since this has been dying, I'm wondering if that's the issue. So that's when I want to replace it. I can't do any of the ranked matches on Brawlhalla just because of my crappy mouse. Sorry, my old mouse. It's not the mouse itself is crappy.
I can't do keyboard and mouse on Brawlhalla. It just seems weird.
See, I want the low latency. That's why I can't use a controller. Like, I tried, and it's just like, no, I gotta stick with my keyboard
come on,
mouse.
You're not a pro.
Hey, I could be.
You're not yet, but...
Hey, I fought a couple pros. I could have fought a couple pros on there. I held my own. They technically kicked my ass, but I came so close to beating one of them.
Yeah, well...
Like, so
well,
far,
I can't catch your streams.
my best matches is when pros decide to jump in.
I can't catch your streams because you stream at the butt crack of dawn.
Well, okay, I have a 3-year-old at home, and it's the only time I can, like, really stream gameplay without him interrupting. I mean, technically, I should be asleep right now, but, you know, since I couldn't sleep, this is what we're doing.
All right. Well, is there anything else?
Let's see. X says he has to upgrade many things that he's waiting and saving for. And he's saying I should buy a wired one for the least latency. Technically, that's not really an issue anymore between wired mouse and wireless mouse. Because of the new updated sensor, there's virtually no difference between having a wired mouse and a wireless mouse. And I don't care for the wire. I don't care to have a bungee on my mouse. I prefer wireless.
You need to try my mouse. It might change your mind.
I've tried some of your wired mices, and I'm just like, nah, I'm good.
No, you never felt one like this. It feels like there's not even a cord attached.
Is that the same one that the fatty has?
It's the Glorious Model O. A lot of people that are into mouses would know what it is. But it's an ultralight mouse.
Also, like, I'm eventually, like, I want a cleaner setup for my gaming space, and I don't want that wire hanging in front. It's a small thing, but, like, I can't help it. Anything else you want to add about, like, you know, my wireless mouse playing?
No, I mean, I'm not going to be nitpicky about it. I don't see the point, but...
although Night X, when I read your comment about using a wired one, I read it as you should use a weird one.
Yes, it's a weird one.
I mean, okay, this mouse is like right smack in the middle. It's not really for like first-person shooter games, and it's not really for MOBAs. It has a little bit of both.
All right. Well, I know we've been streaming for at least an hour now, so.
Well, Night X, I don't think that'd be a problem with your mouse dying out of nowhere, considering even in like performance mode, your mouse is gonna last for 240 hours. So unless you're gonna play 240 hours straight without charging your mouse, I don't think you have anything to worry about. Especially if you like, even if you just like, you know, charge it once a week. Because I use a rechargeable battery for my mouse. And if you have it in battery saving mode, your mouse is going to stay on for the next 5 months. So I don't think that's really going to be an issue. But anyway, I think we're going to end the podcast there. This has been the Two GeeKs podcast. God damn it, do we need to change the name? Eventually. So hopefully you guys can check and come up with something better.
Yeah, let us know.
Alright.
I have no idea.
This has been Geeld, Marcus, and Ken. And we don't have an official schedule for this, so we will see you whenever.
Bye.
As for everyone else who joins me on Friday and Saturday, I'll be there for Brawlhalla. be honest, I don't really have to worry about charging my current mouse. Like, I honestly don't even think about it. Like, when I first had the mouse, I would have to charge the battery maybe like once every 5-6 months, maybe 8, depending on what mode I was using it in. And I charge it about like every 4 anyway, just to be on the safe side. So I have not had a mouse with battery life on it with this mouse whatsoever. It's more just the issues that the mouse is old and is starting to show its age. But like I said, we're done for the day. There's nothing else to talk about. Wait, there's one last thing. Subscribe to Aimless GeeKs, whether you're on Twitch, Mixer, or YouTube. Oh, and Capo. Don't forget Capo. Cute little old Capo. Alright, folks, have a good one.
I heard cute little old people. What is wrong with you?
Well, you're old enough, right?
Sure.
I can call you old. Okay, with, insulting myself and Capo already. Sorry, Kin. I think that's the end of the stream. Night X, you had a good one. Thank you for joining us. And we'll see everyone, like I said, whenever.